they travel back towards the trailing edge. All right, so we've got to work something out from that. What we're going to do is literally is put an axle in, all right, and attempt to lift the wheel to the trailing edge. All right, so for those of you who don't know, the leading edge is at the front of the wing and the trailing edge is at the rear of the wing. All right, okay, and also we've got to keep an eye on the space we've got. Bearing in mind this is it's a big kit, it's 1/32 scale, but we don't have that much space. So in all of it, if we're going to build a custom, the Americans call it custom, scratch built undercarriage, we've got to be able to keep the undercarriage that we build into the right, keep it to fit in the space that we've got. All right, okay, but it's going to be on like an axle with movable joints on pieces of wire put together. All right, now what I'm using for this is the gas blowtorch that I bought. I'm going to show you that in a minute. All right, it's really is great, but the only trouble with is with bending wire, it becomes brittle. I don't have any. You can case harden with carbon powder. Many years before I went in the aircraft industry, I used to do metalwork at school, and you use something like black carbon powder, and what you do is heat it up, dip it in the powder, it case hardens it, but I don't have that here. So in all of it, it can become brittle. All right, especially when you've made I've been researching this now for a while and trying things out, especially when you do like a hook arrangement to put one piece of wire onto another, and then when you go to close it, it completely snaps in half. All right, so but like I said, I'm going to show you in a minute what I've done so far. Okay, I've developed one side, a bit of trial and error, very much trial and error. It's trying to get stuff to run backwards or forwards. It can get very confusing, but I've hopefully now achieved backwards travel, okay, which is in an aircraft you'd say forward or aft. Yeah, okay, so I've achieved travel aft. All right, but I'll show you in a minute what I've done so far. Okay, I'm now in my workshop in the back room. All right, so there's the kit. All right, you all saw this when I bought it at the IPMS Scale Model World show. All right, and here's what I've been doing. Now, what I've done here is there's some, it's a bit hard to describe, but there was some parts that went into the bottom of the nacelles. I used them to get the space in, all right? And then from that, I then cut them, I removed them, cut them out, but it gave me the right distance and spacing. Now, you can see axles at the towards the leading edge, all right? That was where I made a mistake. Because, well, I didn't make a mistake, but I made quite an involved undercarriage, which completely lifted itself up, and it was great. But it didn't work very well. It worked all right if I sort of helped it along the way, but you don't want that, all right? But what I found is that if I cut one of the joints out on the leading edge, it would lift up and I could do it from the rear, all right? So let me try and show you. We've got what is here a twisting action, all right? I hope you can see it, all right? We've got a twisting action, and there we go, all right? So it lifts up. Let's do it again. I've got to stick all this down yet, but it lifts up. So we twist, and it pulls up, all right? Okay, all right? It's because it's not fixed, it tends to be a little bit difficult, all right, and I'm doing it one-handed, all right, but where as you can see, where I did these, all right, okay, these what I do is take them out with a Dremel, and then just glue them down, and it creates a sort of it pins the axle down. All right, okay, but these are now redundant. This is also redundant. All right, okay, this here is redundant because that was where